morning and welcome to Radio Friends on this Friday, June the 12th. It's a pleasure to have you with us today. And I'm coming to you from my home in northern Boone County. On the other end of the line, we have my friend Barbara Buffaloe, who I've not seen in person for almost 3 or 4 months now. And I'm just wondering.
Hello. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Barbara, from the city of Columbia. I always talk to you about that blue or purple streak in your hair. Is it still there or is it gone?
The very tips are blue, but it's growing out. I have not seen my stylist in months either.
Right, yeah. But anyway, Barb is here to talk about recycling, but before we went on, she said, wait, no, reuse, right?
Right. So we want to, there's, in elementary school, you learn about the 3 R's. You learn about reduce, reuse, and recycle. And there's a reason why recycle is last. It's because it's the last resort. Yes, it's good that we can take a material and make a new product from it, but really the best thing to do is once a material has been extracted and created, we want to reuse it or just reduce how much we're consuming it. So, we as in Colombia, in Missouri, in the U.S., and actually in the world, we've been struggling with recycling for a while now because it's almost cheaper to get a new material out of the earth rather than to go through the energy to collect a material and then make it into a new one. So,
but that's not good.
Even outside of the pandemic, we were having these issues. And so now, in Colombia, we're really good with I would say maybe 2 things. One is caring for our environment. We've always thought in Boone County the importance of reusing materials and making sure not to waste. And the second thing is caring for our fellow community members, our citizens, our employees. And right now, that is one of the things that we at the City of Columbia are really encouraging our community members to be aware of, is that when you're putting out materials, to make sure that it's a healthy and safe environment for our community members and our solid waste employees. So I'm really encouraging people to think about how can they reduce how much they're putting out, and also how can they reuse more materials rather than having to recycle it.
Okay, that makes all the sense in the world. But there are certain things that you simply cannot reuse. What about if you open up a can of beans? You cannot reuse that tin can or aluminum can. So that should be recycled, right?
Yes, correct. And one of the things that I would encourage people to do is, Columbia collects most of the recycling kind of in our area, like in Boone County. So if you go to como.gov, to our city's website, there's actually a Como Recycle and Trash app. You can either type in the information on for our solid waste utility to ask if a material can be recycled, and if so, where. The other thing you can do is that it's actually an app for like Android phones, Google phones, Apple phones, all kinds of smartphones, where you can have the app on your phone, the Como Recycle and Trash app. And not only is it a resource kind of like me, where you're like, Barbara, can I recycle this? Which I get those texts all the time. You can also put it into the app and ask. The other thing that the app does, which is really handy during these times, is that you can sign up if you're on our service and get text alerts about whether or not trash or recycling is delayed a week or canceled that week because of employee shortage. So it's a really good kind of like way to stay in the know in this busy world that we find ourselves, where we can't always remember that it's Monday or Tuesday or Friday.
Right. Now, what is the app again?
It's called Como Recycle and Trash. So if you were to go into wherever you get your apps for your smartphone, if you were to go into like the App Store, for instance, for Apple, you can put in and find Como Recycle and Trash. The other thing is on our website at como.gov, if you search for, the Como Recycle and Trash app or Waste Wizard, you can ask these questions of kind of like, where do I recycle this aluminum can? And it will tell you about putting it in your blue bag if you have curbside collection, or in one of our drop-off locations.
Okay, now I've got a question for you, Barb. Oh, and James just pulled up Como Recycling and Trash. It's a really nice-looking app.
It's that easy.
It is. Now, I live in northern Boone County. I recycle down in Harrisburg. I load up the pickup truck and take all my recyclables, put the cardboard in one part of they have a big container down there. Is that City of Columbia, or is that Boone County, or is it one and the same that I'm recycling with in Harrisburg?
So it's pretty much one and the same. So what has happened is, so the City of Columbia owns the landfill and our material recovery facility. And so all of the locations that you'll see kind of put around Boone County comes to Columbia to be processed. So Boone County pays for that recycling location and brings it in, like they truck it in to our landfill to be processed.
Okay, so if I download that app on my phone, it's going to tell me what I can recycle and what's not recyclable, even though I don't live in the City of Columbia.
Correct. It's a great resource for just kind of asking those questions of, like, what do I do with this cardboard box? So I hope you know.
Well, obviously,
make a castle from it, Paul.
With all cardboard boxes recycle, right?
Yes,
what'd you say?
You also can make a castle from. I said you should make a castle from it in your living room. This is very obvious.
Yeah. What about aluminum foil? Because that came up over the weekend. Is aluminum foil recyclable or not?
Not in our current waste stream. So it is. It reminds me a little bit of tissue paper in that it's kind of the last thing that aluminum molecule can do. So, tissue paper, for instance, is not recyclable because it's really hard. It just kind of dissolves when we put it with water to make a new fiber of paper. So with aluminum foil, in some locations it is recyclable, but that's because they can gather a lot of it. And we just don't have the market here to collect that much.
Barb, I know you could keep on talking and talking, but we are out of time.
Like 7 hours.
I want to thank you. 7 hours, a lot of time. I want to thank you so much for visiting with us today. Stay healthy, and if people want more information, they can go to the City of Columbia website, correct?
Yep, como.gov,
all right.
And in the search, enter any question you have. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you. You're welcome. Barbara Buffaloe, always a pleasure to have you with us. And that's it for Radio Friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.